Before the benefit cap kicked in, I was claiming housing benefit, child benefit, and I was claiming income support as well. Because while you're on benefits, you can barely keep your head above water, but you just manage. But when the benefit cap kicked in, it was horrendous. You can't afford to eat, you can't afford to put your heating on. It's a choice of heating or eating, basically. And I think I'm quite fortunate. I only lost £100 a month compared to some people, but it was a case of a letter, and then within a few weeks, the benefit cap had kicked in. I've got 2 teenage boys, 13 and 14, and a little girl at 5. Getting that letter was so shocking. It was so scary, and it just felt like we were just being victimised. Just because I had 3 children instead of 2. They were punishing me and my children. I applied for discretionary housing, and they told me in order to get discretionary housing, my boys would have to give up football, my little girl would have to give up dance, I'd have to give my car up, and I'd have to cut my internet off as well. They said I'd have to get rid of my internet in order for them to help me. So they wanted my kids to not have a social life outside of school. They wanted how we're going to get a job with no internet is unknown. How the kids are going to do their own work with no internet. My children are at 3 different schools all over Bradford, so I need the car to get them to and from school. And it's like you just can't afford to eat. My eldest lad used to leave food because he knew I ate leftovers. So he used to leave it, and he'd say, "No, Mum, I'm full." And I'd go, "You're not, Liam, please, just eat it," because you don't want to take the food away from the children, just in case you don't know when when you can afford it, because you're robbing Peter to pay Paul at this stage. It's like, do you pay your rent or do you pay council tax? Do you buy food or do you buy electric? There just wasn't enough money to spread. It would just, and the kids actually felt it as well. And as much as you don't want them, my middle lad, I went upstairs one day and he was crying, and I was like, "What's up with you?" He went, "I can't sleep." He said, "We're going to lose this house." I went, "We're not." He said, "Yeah, but you can't pay rent." I said, don't worry about the bills and the rent. I will pay it. I said, "It'll take him 6 months to kick us out anyway. I said, "Do not worry. You just worry about doing your homework, going to school, and I'll worry about everything else." The hardest thing about the benefit cap was not being able to provide for my children. Just basic stuff like new trainers, a new coat, or heating. We have the heating on, like, I set it for 3 o'clock for when they come home, then it goes off at 8, and then it gives a couple of hours for it to cool down, but then they're out, obviously in bed. And not being able to go to, like, the pictures with them, swimming's a £5 a time, so it's like £20 for us all to go swimming, and that £20 is going to buy us 2 meals. I'm in work now. I've been in work for 8 months, but I'm also in debt because there's just not enough money coming in. My children, my 2 boys, because I have to work at 6-week holidays, my middle lad's going down the wrong path. My eldest lad is very angry, and I'm not there to support him. My little girl cries every time she goes to school, she goes to dance, she goes anywhere, because she just cries because she don't want to be apart from me. The school holidays, they say put them in childcare, but because of what we've been through as a family, because we fled from domestic violence, we're all very close, and she's very clingy. So it's like she won't go to a registered childminder. It takes her weeks and weeks and weeks. She doesn't even sleep at my sister's house. She don't want to sleep out. She don't want to go nowhere. They're just, my children are really suffering. When I were on benefits, I wasn't rich, but I was there for my kids. We went on school trips. I did school reading with them. I went into school and did reading with them. I was there for all the assemblies, everything. Now, my little girl will go, "I've got an assembly tomorrow, but I guess you're working." Because I can't be there for her. They say to you, "Yeah, read with your children, do your homework with your children," but I've got to clean, I've got to cook, I've got to wash. I'm up till 11, 12 o'clock at night. I fell asleep in the bath about 3 months ago, and I just thought, it's a bit cold, so I got downstairs. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. If I would have gone under that water, my 3 children would have got up. I would have ruined their lives for the rest of their lives. I fall asleep on the couch all the time. It's just, I can't be a mum because I'm trying. Little girl will say, "Come and do it," and I'll say, "Just a minute, let me just finish washing up," and then I'll come down. It's always just a minute, because it's just so. And people say, "Don't clean them." Well, I've got to clean. They need clean washing. They need food. They need play. I've got to go shopping. But all my stuff that I should do when they're at school, I'm doing when they're at home. So I really don't have much time for them. You've just got to get on with things. You've got to accept the things that are happening and try your best not to let it take you down, because the amount of people that have committed suicide over it, they've gone in mental hospitals over it, it is very, very scary. But you've just got to really just get on with it, because what can you do? Was I offered any support to deal with the changes of the benefit cap? No. Straightforward, no. I went into the job centre and they give you a piece of paper and tell you to go on the computer, but they can't, to apply for all your discretionary housing. And the discretionary housing form, by the way, is like you need a degree to fill it in. Was there any positives to the benefit cap? No, none at all. Yeah, it has got me back to work, but bearing in mind I was working voluntary before, I was doing my maths and English because I was training to be a youth worker, but now I work in a kitchen because I've just had to take any job. I had to give up my studying, I had to give up my voluntary work, and I worked in local community centre, local youth club. Yeah, it has got me back into work, and I love my job. I do love my job, and I love everybody around it, but it's really not beneficial to me or my children. So no, the benefit cap has not helped, has not done anything. All it's done is put extra stress, extra worry and extra pressure on parents, especially single parents. Being a parent is a 24-hour job. Where do we stick where do we fit the other 16 hours in? Well, I was on benefits. Every year I was allowed to get a loan off the government. I used to get about £750, interest-free, and I paid it back weekly. Now I'm back into work, I can't get the loan. So I was looking into bank loans. I was looking into like Provident and everything else, but their interest rates are out from 1,000% to 300%. So this year I've had to go to a loan shark. I borrowed £750 for Christmas and I pay £1,000 back. As long as I keep up with them payments, I'll be fine. But if I don't, that is what people are having to do now. We're putting ourselves in some very dangerous situations just to survive.